everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. My name is Jeremy. This is our 92 Toyota MR2 project car. Where we last left off, we were adjusting idle and vacuum. So we made idle and vacuum great again, guys. So that's nice and done. We got that out of the way. We modified the throttle cable bracket, which was done. Wasn't horrible. Not the best thing I wanted to do, but it was fine. So today what we're going to do, we're going to install the intercooler and blow-off valve. I don't really know how I'm planning on installing this blow-off valve, just because this blow-off valve, ideally, I didn't get the flange actually welded onto the pipes, but I did get this weird little coupler thing that we're going to try out. So let's go for it, guys. Let's get to it. All right, guys, this is what our table looks like today. We have the powder-coated eBay intercooler. It says here EUSA. So yeah, I mean, this is just like any other intercooler, guys. In my opinion, it works just as good. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna go track this car or anything like this, but I just think this is very similar to what is sold out there. And I got it for maybe $100. Our TCS piping, got those powder coated as well. We got the TCS couplers that we were gonna use on this. We have the HKS blow-off valve. We also have the 9-inch fan. We have the 9-inch fan shroud from MR2 Heaven. We got a couple of tie downs, so we could tie the fan down to the actual, or the fan shroud to the actual intercooler, through the intercooler ideally, and get them kind of like pressed on. So we'll do that in just a few minutes. What do we got here? We got, oh, the little fan clips, so then we can actually put the fan to that, I believe, and we'll go from there. So let's get to it, guys. Ideally, I'm not sure how this is gonna work. I'm gonna put it on, try it on. I just really want a really cool sound, so we'll check it out. So let's go. Alright, guys, so I confirmed off camera that the intercooler sits like this inside the engine bay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna work with the face going this way. So first off, we are gonna actually install the, let me see, maybe the bracket. The bracket definitely will help with the placement of everything. So here goes the way the bracket sits, just like this. And like I said, we're gonna use these things now to tighten the bracket itself down to the intercooler. Or let me see, I might have a bolt and some bolts that I might be able to use to lock it in place like this. So give me 1 second and let's get this done. Alright, guys, so I was trying to find some bolts that I can use. I don't have any 10mm bolts or anything like that that I can use that have a nut that I can put on it. So what I'm going to do is really use these ties. They're meant to put the fan on to the actual intercooler, but I'm going to use them for the shroud itself, so then the shroud could sit on the intercooler, and we'll go from there, guys. So let's go. Alright, guys, this is kind of what I did. I added, I don't know if you can really tell, but I added these kind of stabilizers to keep this still. As you see, I can move this whole thing and not be any, oh, this is kind of loose actually. Actually, it's really not. It's on there. So not too bad. Not too bad. So now what we're going to do is we're going to install the fan and go from there, guys. So let's do it. It's flat. And we're going to cut all of the actual little tabs off here. I'm going to give some room just in case it does move, that it just doesn't pop off, but it has some plastic cord to be on. You see, I heard a click here, but I didn't see anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of heat up the middle, just hopefully maybe melt it together a little bit. I'm going to try to just melt the bottom of them. Standing it up and kind of melting the bottom of them. Let's see. Alright guys, so this part is done. We have the shroud on the intercooler, so we got that down packed. So now what we're going to have to do is get the fan onto this shroud and screw them in. I got 10mm bolts, I believe that these are. If not, we will find some if they're not 10, and we'll go from there, guys. But let's get this fan on and get this going. Alright guys, we have it all mounted up now. This is looking pretty good. So I did use these bolts here, just so then it can give it some attitude. I did use it from here. I got these washers that go behind them, but it did not fit. So I just used them without washers. It was totally fine. So now this is where the big thing comes in. I did not put the HKS blow-off valve flange on any of these pipes, and I bought a HKS blow-off valve. Thing is, I did not want to literally cut a hole into this if the owner or whoever is going to buy this car wants to keep it stock. So I did have another option of doing things, was this thing. This thing is a 3-inch, I believe, or whatever inch this is. Yeah, 2.5, 3. I'm not sure. A coupler that I'm going to use like this as far as blow-off flange goes, and we're going to connect our piping to it and go from there, guys. So let's give it a shot. We'll connect the blow-off valve, see how it looks on it like this. And we'll add the other coupler up there, tighten them all up. We got the clamps here. So let's just get to it, guys. Try to get this done and out of the way, knocked out, because I'm dying to hear how this turbo is going to sound with this blow-off valve. So let's go. So I'm really dying to hear how this thing sounds. Like, it's going to be great. I believe this is going to be a knockoff. I paid nothing for this thing. Want to hear how it sounds. It really is not a huge thing for me. If it's real or fake or whatever, I like the sound. If it could replicate the sound, I am a-okay with that. This could be the new owner's mod. You know, they could do something like that they want, you know, or vice versa, or however it goes. So let's get this thing on this intercooler and go from there, guys. Guys, I think in my opinion it's coming out pretty good. The idea is there. So ideally the intercooler sits like this in that pocket right there, and it's sitting very well. So I am okay with the way this is gonna look. The blow-off valve usually sits this way anyway, or I could switch it up a little bit. You know, we'll see how it's gonna fit. But remember, we have that wheel arch there, so we have to be careful on how we add things here. And to see if they fit or not. So if not, I might have to flip it this way. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm probably gonna flip it going up, since there is some room here. I don't know if you see it. There is some room here to mess around with. So I probably might direct it this way instead of this way. So let's readjust this and go from there. Alright guys, this actually makes me feel a little bit better. It's adjusted in a way where it goes basically towards the firewall. So ideally it's going to sit there facing the firewall. What I'm going to do is direct the actual front of the blow-off valve up into kind of the atmosphere kind of way. But it's gonna definitely fit, I hope. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is what it all comes with. There's a whole bunch of papers. I don't know if that's in Japanese or in Chinese, but there's a whole bunch of papers here. Some are in English and upside down and stuff like that. So I think these are all installation guides on how to do this. So what I'm going to do is take the English ones, put them all together, and then go from there. But It also came with the locking rings. It also came with a 3-way thing. It came with the actual blow-off valve itself. Okay, and it also came with the actual flange. So the flange that usually gets put inside the intercooler piping and kind of welded and stuff like that. So here goes that flange. But we have one here. So ideally it looks the same. I hope it's the same. Ooh, it almost looks a little bigger. So let's see how this goes. Alright guys, it looks like I'm going to need a C-clamp or whatever C-clip tool. I don't have one of those, so I'm going to see if Harbor Freight has one so we can get to finish installing this. So let's go. Alright guys, we made it here to Harbor Freight Tools, so let's see if they got one of those C-clips. Alright guys, I think I found that they got a couple different ones. I think I'm going to go with something cheap just because I'm just going to use it really quick. There's a couple ring assortments here which I might pick up. So let's see what happens. This is what I need. A lot of them. So good. Alright guys, I got everything that I needed. I picked these up just because I think my seat is gonna need one, but I got them anyway. And this is the C-clip snap ring pliers, so I was gonna need these anyway. So let's go. Alright guys, we are back. We did get the snap ring tool. We did get some of these little, I don't know what they're called, I guess C-clamps or C-holder clamps. I was going to need some for my seat, so I went and got some from Harbor Freight Tools. I put them in my little Husky thing here, and we're going to put these away because I know eventually I'm going to need these. And we'll go from there with these guys, just because I don't know sizes very well when it comes down to these things, so I figured that I could just buy some and have them just in case I need them. Alright guys, thanks to movie magic and editing, I was able to get this in a timely fashion, but it really wasn't like that. These C-clip tool that I got from Harbor Freight Tools is a complete piece of crap. Wasn't big enough or strong enough to put this in, but I managed to get it right, and it's in. So this is nice and tight. Now let's move back over there, read some instructions on how to set up this this blow-off valve, and we'll go from there guys. So let's go. Alright guys, so what I've done so far was I've connected a 5 or 4 millimeter, I think it's 4.5 or 5.5 millimeter vacuum line, all the way going down under the intake manifold, or in between the intake manifold, connected to the harness on the turn, and it goes literally right there. Perfect feed, so then I could connect it to the actual blow-off valve, and then we can get everything going guys. So let's try to get this done. Let's try to get this in and started. So let's go. Alright guys, I got the 4 millimeter size holes attached to the back end of the blow-off valve. I have the blow-off valve nicely tightened on the flange itself. We have this piece on and connected fairly well down here. Same thing goes for this coupler up here. This one's nice and tight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to fit it in there where it belongs, screw it up, and at least just have some type of screw on there to deal with it. I just really want to hear it, and then we'll plug everything up after we finagle everything and get it situated. Alright guys, so let's go. Alright guys, I've came to the conclusion I got to do this one at a time. So I think I'm going to put the intercooler and the fan shroud in first. bolt it up, and then start placing like all the couplers and the things like that. So let's give that a shot, because I try to fit it in there, as you've seen, and it just was not going. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go. Alright guys, I got the freaking intercooler in finally. So now to add these few pieces, like the coupler on the bottom, that's gonna be tricky. The coupler on the top should be pretty easy. But this is not gonna be fun, guys, because there's absolutely no room down there. So we're gonna try this and give it our best shot and go from there, man. So let's do it. So I was initially gonna install the throttle body intercooler pipe, but I just thought about it. I have to first install the lower half, because that's gonna be the hardest one, and that's gonna be that one over there that connects to the turbo itself. So let's get to that, guys. It doesn't look like it's gonna be easy, but we'll give it a shot. So let's go. Alrighty guys, all pipes are back on. Everything is nicely tightened. I got the blow-off valve. I don't know if you could see it. I got it sitting right down there. Sitting really good on the that one flange that I was talking about. Got everything hooked up on that end right there. You see how it looks. Everything's connected to the turbo, to the intercooler, to the throttle body. So I mean, let's give it a shot. Let's see how this thing sounds. Alright, let's go. Alright guys, that was the HKS blow-off valve installation, guys. It sounds great. It sounds amazing. I can't wait to go driving with it. It's going to sound fantastic. So, with that said and done, guys, this is going to complete today's episode. Hey guys, this is going to conclude today's episode. First and foremost, I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to say thank you to every single one of you guys for watching this videos and these episodes that I put out. We have another thing done, guys. We installed the HKS blow-off valve along with the, or should I say before I get flamed for this, the HKS replica blow-off valve. Also installed the intercooler, the fan, and the fan shroud, guys. So we're well on our way to something real nice in here. It sounds amazing, guys. I can't wait to do a couple pulls and see how it goes from there. But this is going to conclude today's episode, guys. You know, this is Nasty Addiction. My name is Jeremy, and we build differently, guys. So until next time.